Persistent fatigue is often attributed to a lack of sleep, but its origins can be more complex. The sensation of being tired is a signal from the body, and while sleep is a primary factor, other physiological processes play a significant role. This exploration will cover several underlying factors that contribute to a state of chronic tiredness. Based on general scientific understanding, one fundamental aspect is metabolic function. The body converts food into energy through a series of chemical reactions. This process, known as metabolism, is crucial for sustaining all bodily functions, from breathing to thinking. When metabolic processes are not functioning optimally, energy production can be affected, leading to feelings of lethargy. For example, the thyroid gland produces hormones that regulate the metabolic rate. Fluctuations in these hormones can directly influence energy levels. An underactive thyroid may slow metabolism, resulting in fatigue, while an overactive one can cause a different kind of exhaustion from hyperactivity. Nutritional intake is also directly linked to energy. The body requires a consistent supply of macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, along with essential micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. Iron, for instance, is a critical component of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that transports oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. An insufficient supply of iron can impair oxygen delivery to tissues and muscles, depriving them of the energy needed for normal function. This can manifest as a pervasive sense of weakness and fatigue. Similarly, B vitamins, particularly B12, are vital for converting food into usable energy and for maintaining healthy nerve cells. Deficiencies in these vitamins can disrupt energy production at a cellular level. Hydration is another key element. Water is involved in nearly every bodily function, including nutrient transport and temperature regulation. Even mild dehydration can thicken the blood, forcing the heart to pump harder to deliver oxygen and nutrients to cells. This increased effort can lead to fatigue. The body's signals for thirst can sometimes be subtle or misinterpreted, meaning a person might be dehydrated without realizing it, experiencing low energy as a primary symptom. The body's stress response system is also a major contributor. When faced with stress, the adrenal glands release hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones trigger the fight or flight response, providing a short-term burst of energy. However, chronic stress keeps this system activated over long periods. Sustained high levels of cortisol can disrupt sleep patterns, alter immune function, and lead to adrenal fatigue, a state of exhaustion resulting from the prolonged demand on the adrenal glands. This creates a cycle where stress causes fatigue, and fatigue, in turn, makes it harder to cope with stress. Physical activity patterns are closely related to energy levels, though it may seem counterintuitive. A sedentary lifestyle can lead to a state of deconditioning, where muscles weaken and endurance decreases. The body becomes less efficient at using oxygen, so even minor physical exertion can feel exhausting. Regular, moderate physical activity, on the other hand, can improve cardiovascular health, boost circulation, and increase the efficiency of mitochondria, the energy-producing powerhouses within cells. This doesn't mean strenuous exercise is always the answer. In fact, over-exercising can also deplete energy reserves and lead to exhaustion. The key is a balanced level of movement that conditions the body without overwhelming it. Sleep quality, distinct from sleep quantity, is paramount. An individual might spend 8 hours in bed but not achieve the deep, restorative stages of sleep necessary for physical and mental recovery. Conditions like sleep apnea, where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during the night, prevent the brain and body from getting the oxygen they need. This fragmentation of sleep leads to significant daytime sleepiness. Even if the person believes they have slept for a sufficient duration, other factors, such as exposure to blue light from screens before bed, an irregular sleep schedule, or a poor sleep environment, can also compromise the quality of rest. The gut microbiome, community of microorganisms living in the digestive tract, is an emerging area of research related to energy and fatigue. These microbes play a role in digestion, immune function, and even the production of certain vitamins and neurotransmitters like serotonin. An imbalance in the gut microbiome, known as dysbiosis, can affect nutrient absorption and trigger inflammatory responses throughout the body. Chronic low-grade inflammation is energetically demanding and is increasingly linked to feelings of fatigue and malaise. Circadian rhythms, the body's internal 24-hour clock, govern the sleep-wake cycle and fluctuations in energy throughout the day. These rhythms are regulated by an internal pacemaker in the brain, which responds to light and darkness. When a person's lifestyle is out of sync with their natural circadian rhythm, for example, due to shift work or irregular sleep patterns, can disrupt hormonal cycles, including those for cortisol and melatonin. This misalignment can cause persistent fatigue, as the body is essentially in a constant state of jet lag. Finally, mental and emotional states have a profound physiological impact. Activities that require significant mental effort, emotional regulation, or sustained focus can be just as draining as physical labor. Conditions like depression and anxiety are strongly associated with persistent fatigue. This is not simply a psychological symptom. These conditions involve changes in brain chemistry and neurotransmitter function that directly affect energy regulation and motivation. The cognitive fog and lack of energy common in these states are rooted in tangible biological processes. In summary, the sensation of being constantly tired is a complex issue with multiple potential contributors. It involves an intricate interplay between metabolism, nutrition, hydration, stress responses, physical activity, sleep quality, and even the health of the gut microbiome. Understanding these interconnected systems provides a broader perspective on the physiological underpinnings of energy and fatigue. Each of these factors can influence the body's ability to produce and utilize energy, and disruptions in any one area can have cascading effects that manifest as a persistent state of exhaustion. The effects of these factors can also vary significantly between individuals.